Hi, everybody. My name's David, and welcome to Tuesday Training. We're going to go through today the new location of credit note and debit note to make it easier for you to access and to use, as well as prepayment and advance payment. And also, I'm going to show you where you can see barcode when selecting a product. After that, we'll go through Deskera Books, Deskera CRM, and Deskera People Overview. And we'll be also showing you the mobile app today. So let's get started. So inside here, let's go click on Books. Actually, I have Books open already. So let's just go to Books. Let's go to Accounting. Let's go click on Debit Note. And I'm just going to quickly create a debit note. So for example, let's see, who am I bills for? Let's see. Okay, we have Jack's monitors. Let's go do a debit note for him. All right. Jack's monitors. I can go here. I can see the document dates, like the currency, of course. I can see the auto running number. Of course, I can add a custom number format, and I can click more fields if I have any custom fields here. For example, project, outlet. I can save it. I can add an account. So I'm just adding a test account for now, but you would select the correct account here. I'm just putting $100. You can add a memo and you can save it. Next, I'm going to click on Buy. In the past, before, you would usually click on the three dots here and you would see a debit note, but you don't see it here anymore. If I were to drill in and I click on More, I would see a debit note, but debit note's not here anymore. So where the heck did debit note go? Well, to make things easier and life easier, now you can click on Pay. Oops. And inside here, I can select the payment. So for example, I want to do a bank transfer, select the reference number, and now I can activate the debit note here. And then I can put in the amount. So for now, I select this. I select $10. And now I have a choice. I can make the payment and I can do the debit note at the same time. Before, you can only just apply the debit note. Now you can make the payment and apply the debit note at the same time. If I don't want to do the payment, I can just deactivate the payment details and click Next. And you can see the adjustment details here. All right, let's do this one more time. And let me select again bank transfer, and let me put in a reference here so we can do both. So I'm just going to go here, activate this, and I'm going to put in here, for example, $5. And you can see the payment amount is $9, $5 is here. And if I click Next, you can see the bank transfer details and the adjustment details. So I can do it all at once. I don't have to do it one by one. I could pay, dismiss, close. And that's done. Next, let's go back to accounting. Actually, let me go to Sell first and see who the best person. Usually that's Austin Circuits. Let's see. Yes, let's do Jim's Masks. So let's go to accounting. Let's do a credit note this time. And let's create a credit note for Jim's Masks. Again, I can add an account. I can put in the amount. I can click on more fields, and I can select my custom fields here and save it. I can update a memo, do an attachment, and I can save it. Now let's go to Sell. Now in the past, you would either click on the three dots and look for your credit note here, or you would go and drill in, and then on the side, right-hand side, you would see the credit note, and under More, you would see the credit note, but not anymore. Now you click on Get Paid, and just like with debit note, I can go here and turn on the credit note. I can see my credit notes here. You can see it's a lot of credit notes. I can put in the amount. So for example, maybe 50, and I can then go to payment type, select the bank transfer, and do the payment details and the credit note at the same time. If I don't want to do that, I can just deactivate the payment details, click next, and you can see the adjustment here. Now, let me just go to Jim's Mask again. Sorry, and click Get Paid. And this time we can fulfill the whole thing. So inside here, we can select the payment method. I can go add a credit note, put in the reference number. I'm just going to use the remainder of the $50 we just created. I'm going to click Next. Now you can see we've done the bank transfer details and the adjustment details at the same time. In the past, you would have to do it one by one, but now you can do it all together. Now let me go back to accounting. I'm just going to click on debit note. And you can see these links here. So if I just go and click on the link, I can see my different bills that it's attached to and the amounts applied. Same thing. So that way I can see exactly on the screen what's linked to. I can drill in. So a lot easier. I can easily see where my credit note is, or my debit note for this case, and see the transactions. And same thing with credit note. I can go click on this and I can see the invoices that's linked to. And if I want to drill in, I can just drill in. So previously, you would not be able to drill in or see the linked credit notes. You'd actually have to go to each document, drill in, and see it, which can be quite a pain, actually, because where was this credit note applied? What documents are linked to? So inside here, I can see all the linkage, all attached together in a simple glance right here. Makes life a heck of a lot easier. Next, let's go to expense. And we're going to create a prepayment. And this time, let's see. Jim's laptops. All right, select the pay from, DBS Bank, maybe not Singapore. Let's go Wells Fargo instead. Let's select the payment, bank transfer, put in the reference number. And I can click here for more fields for the custom fields. And I can add an account. I can put in the amount, any attachment memo, and save. So now I've done a prepayment for Jim's laptops. Now when I go to buy, okay. I'm just going to convert this one. Bill. Yep. Excellent. All right, there it is, Jim's laptops. And before in the past, you would have to click on the three dots. I would have to select my advance payment, or I'd have to drill in. But now, just like pay, I can click on pay. And I can select prepayment here. And I can select debit note. I can select both. For example, I want 20. And I want this one to be 10 or 20 as well. So I can do actually all three at the same time if I want to. But if I just want to do a prepayment, I can click here and just click Next. And you can see the adjustment details. Now let me go back to Jim's laptops. Click Pay again. And let's select the payment type, reference number. Let's select the prepayment. This time I'm selecting this one. And let me select the debit note. Now let me click next. And you can see bank transfer and the adjustment is done. So I can do a prepayment, a debit note, and make payment at the same time. Bank transfer at the same time. So it saves a lot of time, effort. I don't have to do it one by one. Next, let's go to accounting. And this time, let's do a deposit. And let's create a direct advance payment, for Jim's Masks. Deposit to which bank account? Let me choose maybe Bank of America this time. Payment method. Is it a bank transfer? Reference number. I can add a bank fee if I want to here. Add an account. Put in the amount. And then I can save it. And then under Sell, in the past, I would have to drill in or click on the 3 dots and then click here to do the prepayment. Now, I can go to Jim's Masks. Let's see. All right. Let me just click on the $35 one. And just if you're wondering, if you ever want to delete a payment, you can just click here and delete it. See, I'm just deleting by clicking the delete button. So I can successfully delete it very easily, just on the side. Then go back down. Jim's Mask, get paid. And again, I can do the payment details, advance payment, and credit note all at the same time. If I just want to do an advance payment, though, I can just select it, put in the amount, go next, and you can see the advance payment adjustment. Now, if I go back to Jim's Masks, click Get Paid, and I can do then all 3 if I want to. Excuse me. Reference number, advance payment, maybe another $5. Credit note, maybe another $5. And I can click Next. And you can see I'm able to do the bank transfer and apply the adjustment at the same time and receive. Excellent. Next, I want to go and create an invoice because I want to show you the barcode. So now let me just select a contact. And I want to select the line item. Excuse me. Now inside here, you can see now that we have the name of the product. We have the product number here. And we also have the barcode. So now all the information here shows. So I can see, I just type in red, I can see the barcodes here, the information, all on the screen, which makes it a little bit easier, life easier to see it. All right. Next, let's go and to the overview. So let's go to books and go through an overview of that. But let's do it with a new company. So I created a company called New Company. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here. We're going to set up the company. Then I'm going to show you some information, some of the setting details like custom field. Then we're going to go and set up a product with variants. And then we're going to go and create 2 contacts, a customer and a vendor. Then we're going to do the transactions. I'm going to show you the journal entries. So that way you get a feel of what it looks like. So that will be the entire process. So now we're going into the new company for the first time. And we're going to click Set Up Now. Inside here, we can select which country. So each country is important because you select the wrong country, you get the wrong compliance. For example, it's recommending Singapore because it knows I'm in Singapore. But if I choose a different country, the compliance will change. Does everyone want to see Singapore, or does someone in the chat want to see a different country? All right, so we'll proceed with Singapore. I can choose which currency. I can change the financial year, and I can change the book beginning date. So what is book beginning date? Book beginning date means that this is the date I start inputting transactions in the system. Everything before this is my openings, my opening chart of accounts, my opening inventory, my opening invoices and bills. Everything after that will be created in the system through transactions. Now let's click Create. Congratulations! Your new company organization has been successfully set up. Do you want to import or export the app? For this, we're just going to export the app. I'm going to go to Company Organization Profile. And inside here, we can see very important information, such as your name, tax registry, and your date format. You want day, day, month, month, year, 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 or you want month, day, year. So you can choose which one you want. I'm just going to select this one. I can click on Add Image and then add an image here. So for example, maybe I'll add an image of apples. Under Finance, I can see my finance start date, book beginning date, and reporting currency. You'll notice these are grayed out. Once you set them, you cannot change them. I can enable multi-currency. So for example, maybe Malaysian ringgit. And maybe, let's see, Indian rupee. Let me look up United States dollar. And let me save it. This is where I can increase the number of decimal places. I can go from 2 to 3 to 4. But please take note, if you go to 4, you cannot go back to 3 or 2 as it'll affect the reporting. I can change the number of formats. So based upon which country you're in, you may want to have a different format. Next, we go to compliance. So this is your compliance information. This is where you put in your UEN number and your GST. For example, oops. And this is where you're going to opt in for e-invoicing. This changes again based on which country. And finally, I can input my address. And you can see it populated here, and then I can update it. And now we can go back to settings. Inside here, I can click on my organization profile, and I can see all the information's updated. I can also go to currency, activate, deactivate. The key thing I want to mention here is the auto update FX rate. If I click on this, I can have it update automatically every day, every week, every month. So it'll pull in the exchange rate based on my requirements here. Now this is our taxes. So based upon your different countries, you'll see information. Unless you're in the US, US taxes are based upon your actual physical location of your contacts, you know, where you're located. So it'll be taken from that address. It will not be taken from this tax screen. So if you're in the US, you won't see this here. It's based upon the address. But other countries, you should see this. You can add tax and you can add tax group. Now let me go to settings, and I want to add in a custom field. I want to create a custom field, and I want to call this outlets. So if you can think about it, like if you're in different types of businesses, restaurant, retail, you may have multiple outlets and multiple locations. And I may want to track that. So I want to have a multi-selection dropdown. So for example, maybe Jurong. Oops. Changi. And maybe Orchard, for example. So I can have my multi drop-down list here. I can click next. And this is where I can add it. So for this case, I want to add it to my bills and invoices, maybe my credit note, debit note, expense, deposits, and any journal entries. And why do I need this? I can use this custom field to start filtering out different types of reports, such as my P&L, my profit and loss balance sheet, my general ledger. I can look at filtering out buy and sell. So this is where areas where you can use the custom fields. So I've added it in here. Next, I just want to mention that we have an import log and email. The reason why I want to bring up email is a lot of people bring up, I don't want to send out my emails using Deskera's email address. I want to use my own. This is where you can do it. You can put your sender name, sender email, username, password, server host name, and port number. And you'll be able to send your emails using this. All right. And of course, we have our sequence settings here as well. Next, let's go to products. Now, take note, you can create the product directly on the transaction screen, just like the contacts. So you don't have to go here to create your products. You don't have to go to your contacts to create your products. You can create directly from the buy sell screen, just like your custom fields. So I'm just going to create a product. This product I'm going to call tracked. Maybe add an image. Let's see, picture of a shirt. So we have three different types of products. We have non-tracked, which is your service products. You can think of it like your aircon repair, electrician, plumber. And then you have your tracked products. This will be like your laptop, your computer, or in this case, shirts, which I'm showing here. And then you have your bill of materials. These are the products that you assemble. So you'll have, like a desktop, you'll have your motherboard, CPU, your RAM, you'll assemble it together. You can also think of it like packages. Maybe I have a Chinese New Year package where I'm assembling, putting several items together and selling it out as a package in that. So you can think of it like that. So next I'm going to put in shirts. I can put in a barcode if I want to here, a description. Under accounting, I can see all the information. I can do the purchase price, selling price. And I can set this as default purchase tax and set this as default sales tax if I want to. Under inventory, I have my unit of measurement, cost of goods sold, inventory and stock adjustment. This affects your different financial reports. I can enable advanced tracking. So depending on your product, if you have a computer, you may want to do serial number, or a camera, you want to serial number because you want to track each individual one. We also have batch where you want to view a batch of products that are produced, such as medicine, could be canned food, and other products like that. This is where you can input your opening quantity. So for opening quantity, I just put 10 in here, and I put 123, 0.33, for example. And what does this mean? It means that $123.33 is equal to these 10 pieces of shirts. All right. Let me change this to pieces. Next, let's go to variant. Yes, because I have shirts, shirts come in many different types of variants. So for example, maybe color. So maybe I want a blue shirt, red shirt, black shirt, for example. And maybe it comes in multiple sizes. Large, small, for example. And I can add more and more. So for example, maybe I don't want maybe different material, cotton, wool. Maybe it comes in different brands. I can add all these different characteristics to here. And then when I save it, you can see here all the variants, variant numbers, barcode, sales price. I can update the opening quantity. So I can change all this however I want. So for example, maybe red shirts cost $120, for example. And then I can generate it. So you can see I created one product with 9 variants. Next, let's go to contacts. And I want to add a contact. John Lee I can put email address, contact UEN if I want to, account information. I can add an address if I want to. Just depends on your business. If you're sending it off to John Lee, you may want to include the address so you know where you send, unless you're doing a drop ship process where the vendor is sending, but you still need the address. So it's important. And let's call this Shirts Are Us. And let's put the address as 77 Robbins Road. Example. Save. All right, so we've created our contacts, we've created our products. I'm going to use the default chart of accounts, but this is where you can add your chart of accounts and import them. You can import your contacts, of course, and your products, and you also can import your chart of accounts. I was talking about opening or book beginning date. This is where you can input your opening, your debit, and your credit, your inventory openings, and your contacts. And you have the import option for each one. All right, so let's do a buy transaction. Let's buy something. I can create an order. I can directly go create a bill. And I can add the contact. So for example, we're going to go to T-Shirts Are Us. Select the outlet. Maybe this is for Jerome. And now I can add in the line items. Maybe I want a red medium shirt. And I want to add in a blue shirt. I can see the quantities updated, the information's updated here. I can say the unit price is tax inclusive, or it's not. Let me do more than one quantity. 100 pieces of each. And then I can go here, do custom field settings. I can set as recurring. So if I'm buying these shirts over and over again, I always need to be topped up. I can set as recurring. And I can do multi-currency options here. I can manage all the labels over here. And then I'm going to save and close. So that's done. Let's go now to our accounting. I'm going to go to journal entry. So you can see my accrued purchases went up by 1,000. My GST 70. Accrued purchases went up by 1,070 for the two different types of products. And my accounts payable has been credited. So you can see all this information here. I can then go back to buy. And I can click on the three dots and I can receive my goods. Let's receive all. So what happens after you receive the products? So I can go to accounting. I can go to my journal entry again. And I can see my received goods here. So for example, my accrued purchases was credited by 1,000 and my debit was increased by 1,000. Same thing with the second journal entry here for my two products. This, of course, will affect my reports and my balance sheet. So inside here, I can see my current assets have increased by 2,000 under my inventory account. So that's where it was placed. All right. So we've created this. Next, I'll create, I want to pay for it now. Yeah. Next, I can pay for it. Select my bank, select my payment type, bank transfer, select the reference number. And I can do partial here. I can also change the currency. But please take note, you'll have to have a bank for the corresponding currency here. Click Next and receive the payment. Now if I go to accounting, I'll go to my reports. I can go to, actually I want to show you the journal entry first. I can see the journal entry's been made. So my bank has gone up to 2,140 and my accounts payable has been debited by 2,140. So now if I go to my reports, profit and loss, let's see. From these dates, I should be able to see some information. Actually, let me go to my balance sheet. 6-7. Yep, here's my bank. Yeah, it's negative. So you can see you're negative $2,140, which is not good. I can see my current assets is $2,000, so I have negative 140 from the taxes. Next, let's go to sell. Let's create an invoice. Let's add a contact. And let me go to John Lee. Again, I can select the outlet. Wrong. Now let me add the line item here. Let's do red small shirts. Do we have any quantity? No. Let's do red medium shirts. Yep, have quantity. So maybe he's going to buy 10. He really likes our shirts, so we're going to go here again to shirts, and we're going to do red large. No, don't have red large. Okay. So let's just do 10 red shirts then. Let's delete this. All right, I can see the information here is unit price and tax inclusive. I can click this to activate it or leave it alone. And then I can go and save. I'm also able to set up payment. So I connect to Stripe, PayPal, or not applicable, and it'll send out an email with the payment link. So my invoice has now been created. So let's go back to accounting, journal entry. And inside here, I can see my GST, my accounts receivable, and my sales. So my sales has been credited, my GST has been credited, and my accounts receivable has been debited. All right. So next, let's receive the goods. Fulfill. So inside here, we have a direct fulfillment, pick, pack, ship, or drop ship. Based upon your business requirements, you can select it. So if he's buying from an outlet, it's going to be a direct fulfillment, where drop ship is more for your e-commerce. So if he'll be doing where the customer places an order with you, you place the customer with the vendor, and the vendor sends it over to the customer. He's not usually picking it up in an outlet. So we're going to do a direct fulfillment, fulfill. Now just to show you in accounting, the journal entry. You can see here the cost of goods sold has gone up, debited 100, and the inventory is reduced. Our inventory is no longer 2,000, it's been reduced. Now if I go to reports, I click on my balance sheet. You can now see my current assets, inventory, and accounts receivable. And under my liabilities, I can see my current liabilities and my equity. Of course, this should always balance. If your balance sheet does not balance, something terrible went wrong. So please check your openings. Now let's get paid. Select the bank. Select. This time let's do a check. Let's put in the check number. Let's click next. Let's receive. And if I want to print out, I can print out the check up here. By clicking print check, I can select the document template. You can design your document template under settings, under document template. I can show you. Let's see. Document templates and checks. So if you still use checks, this is where you can add in your check template. You can download the template here as well and take a look and make modifications. Now let's just quickly go to accounting. Excuse me, journal entry. And now I can see the receipt payment here and our accounts receivable. Now if I go to my reports, I can see my balance sheet. And I can see the amount here. Still negative. I need to spend more money. Technically, of course, you would not go negative. You would probably put it in your opening amount. Under banks, I can reconcile. I can reconcile accounts. I can click the three dots and I can connect. Agree to connect. And then I can connect my bank here. If you can't find your bank here, or it's another country, you can click can't find your bank. And you can look under Plate and Yodlee. So this would apply if you have banks in different countries or multiple countries around the world. You can choose where you want to send it. All right. So that's a quick look inside books. Next, let's go to CRM. Because we need to make some more deals, a lot more deals. Let's see. So we'll open up people while we're at it. All right. Also, just to mention, this is your tax compliant reports here. So you have your GST report log. And inside here is where you can click on your settings. Select the first period, your GST number, your tax reference number, for example, July. And is it IGDS schema? This is specific to Singapore. So all different countries will have different types of compliance reports. So inside here's where you can go and create it for your GST, for example. And then the information will populate. Similar when you go to other countries, there's sales tax report for the US. There's other taxes and other reports as well based upon your other countries. So I just want to mention that's where your tax compliance reports are. So let's go to Deskera sales. And you'll see the dashboard is quite empty because we started our first company, a new company, but you'll see there's two contacts. Why is this? Contacts are syncing from books to CRM and CRM to books. So once I create a contact in books, it'll flow to CRM. If I create a contact in CRM, it'll flow to books. So think of it this way as well. If I connect to Shopify, WooCommerce, Amazon, my contacts will flow in from those e-commerce sites to books. Then from books, it'll flow into my CRM system. So all three will be in sync. All right, so just quickly, we can set up our teams. So you may have different sales teams. For example, maybe I want to set up a team specifically for different outlets. Maybe I want to set up a team for specific products. That way they should only be able to see their contacts from there. You know, your company may be based upon commission. You know, the employees are making money based upon commission, and you don't want someone poaching other people's contacts. It'd be quite bad. So this is where you can set it up. This is where you can set up your custom fields. This is where you can link your emails. So what's great about this? You can, if you have a contact or a deal, it's important that you keep track of what's going on. There's no loss of information because that salesperson has the knowledge of what that contact does. But if for whatever reason, heaven forbid, it gets hit by a bus, someone needs to come up and be able to take over it. So having the communication, all the communications in one location, such as emailing to the contact, and contact emailing back, inside your contacts or deals would be very valuable. So this is where you can connect it. This is where you can integrate to Microsoft 365, you can integrate to Google Tag Manager. And this is where you can generate webhooks. Under Guide, this is where, oh, okay. So under Integration, this is where you connect to Microsoft 365, so I can connect my contacts and activities. I can integrate to Google Tag Manager, and I can generate a webhook. So this is where you can do it here. Under Guides, this is where I can create my domain setting, and it's quite simple. I just type in new company and search. Everything must be lowercase. Search. And if it's available, yes, so I can assign it. And now I've just gotten my domain. Then I can drop in a hero image, logo, favicon, and I can save and open. And you can see without doing anything, the web page has already been generated. I can put in the announcements, FAQs, and all this information. I can also go to settings, and I can hide Powered by Deskera if you don't want to show that. And I can activate it. Under tickets, this is where you can add your support email. So you may want to have a workflow. You can create workflows inside Deskera under the workflow engine, where you're sending out emails back to them, checking up on them, do they like the product? And you may want to have a support email on your web page, so that way they can contact you in case there's any difficulty or something that they don't like, or they have some questions about the product. That way they can contact you and you can get proper feedback. They don't have to write nasty, terrible reviews. So this is where you can have your support management. All right. So next, let's go to contacts. Inside here, I can see Shirts Are Us and John Lee. I can go here. I can change label, warm, cold, hot. And I can change, for example, maybe I want him to be a warm. Oh, maybe he's already a warm. Change to a hot lead. I can change the visibility. So based upon your requirements, you may want it to be the owner only sees. You may want the team to see, or you want everyone to see. It all depends on the type of business. If people are making money off of commission based upon their sales, they may not want to share their customer information or customer data with other people in the company. So you may want to make this only the owner can see. Whereas specific teams that are working together for certain products, you may want the entire team to see it. So this is where you can set it on up. I can sync contacts here, and I can sync through Microsoft 365. I can also click on import contacts, and I can also import here through Microsoft 365 as well. All right. But the key thing is I can also change the contacts. So the column structure to however I like based upon my requirements. Because each business is unique. Certain information may not be important or valuable. So you can hide and show which ones you want. So for example, all right. So let's go to marketing and let's go and create a campaign. Click create campaign. Campaign. July 4th campaign. Shirt sales event. I can select the category here or add a category. Save. Now I can click next. And I don't have a segment here, so I can create a segment directly from the screen. The key thing is we want to make sure that you can just do it directly there. So for example, I'm going to call this segment, description segment. I filter out the ones I want. Team, apply. And then I can save and proceed or select my contacts. Let me add my segment here. Fascinating. All right, so let me just actually change this company for a second. And let me just go into campaigns in here and add a campaign because I have all the reports already created and generated. So let me call this campaign. So sales event. I can select the category. I can click next. I can select the segment. I also can create a segment here. Select a template. Make any changes directly on the screen. Save and continue. And then I can see the information here. Click next. And I can add my own user email address, up to 5 of them. Or I can use Deskera email service, and I can schedule for later. Put in the timing, so maybe 7. This time I want around 5 p.m. Set. Sender email. Select the email. And then I can schedule it. Go to campaigns. And inside here I can see all the different reports. I can click on and see if anyone's actually looked into it. Click on here, new computers, for example. I can see 1 click and total open. Next, let's go to deals. And this is where I can create a deal. Go here and I can select the deal name, like organization. So for example, Awesome Ideas. Select the value. Save it. And I also can view a list view of the deals here as well. And then I can just drag and drop it to wherever location I want. I can drill in. And if I connect it to my email, I can log and send emails out here. I can create any activities. For example, a call. Save it. I can also add contact person there as well. So I can edit it. Let's do Awesome Ideas. And I can edit it, I can delete it, I can also mark it as done. I can add any notes, log, and I can click Deals 1 here, or I can just drag and drop it in here. Now I just want to go to Services. So this is usually what happens after your deals have been won and lost. And this is where I can add in my different sections, my different articles. So if I have multiple outlets, maybe I want to have different sections based upon the outlet. Maybe I want to have different sections based upon different types of products I have. Maybe I want to have different types of articles based upon awards. Leading shirt provider in 14 states, yay! You know, stuff like that. So that way the customer knows all the information. So I can have my different sections, create my different articles. And after I create my articles, I can decide which section it should go into. Next, we can go to support. So this is where I can see all my tickets. Hey, okay, I have a lot of tickets. And normal priority, and they're all unsolved, which is not a good sign. Your unsolved tickets should be under some sort of priority. But I can see all my tickets here. I can see unassigned, new, recently solved, pending, and recently updated. But the key thing is you may want to have your own views. For example, is this related to a specific outlet? Is this related to a specific seller, you know, for example? So I want to add in a ticket, and then I can add the different sections. Assignee, priority, last update, and type. So for example, if I just want to do assignee is James Jones, and I want to see the priority as is urgent. Jones. So the reason why I want to do this is that way I can keep track of all the different people and their tickets. So that way I'm making sure everything gets cleared on time. All right. So that was actually, let me go to activities. One quick thing about activities. The key thing I just want to mention here is the generate calendar URL. You can generate this URL. You can go to your calendar. You can paste the URL there, and then your activities will flow into there. That way, you have one source of truth. You can actually go to your calendar and see what activities are actually created in Deskera Sales. Now let's go to Deskera People. Inside here, when you're creating it for the first time, you can type in the country. Excuse me. And this is all based upon your statutory compliance. So you must select the correct country. For example, if you want US tax compliance, select US. You want Singapore compliance, select Singapore. You want Malaysia compliance, select Malaysia. Select the right country. All right, so let's go back here and let's type in 39 Road, Singapore. For example, Road, Singapore, zip code, and let's click next. Then we can do the pay schedule. Select the work week, pay date, and first pay date. You can create more than one. You don't have to create, it's not like there's only one. You can create multiple. And this is where you can put in your first employee. Please take note, they need to have their own unique email address. Put in the basic salary. And I can choose, is this per year, per month, or per hour? Sit back and relax while we set up your organization. So now my organization's been created. Now, there's a lot of statutory compliance in here, so I'm just going to switch to a different company. Let me go to here. Let me switch this to electronics because it may not be beneficial to people that are not in Singapore. I'm just showing you how the first step. And we have YouTube videos on payroll. So for example, if you want to see payroll in Singapore or payroll in the US or other countries, please check out the YouTube videos or Deskera Care articles on the specifics. So inside here, we can see the information. We can go to our employees, employee list. We can see all our employee details. So inside here, birth date, designation. So for example, John Lee, February 2nd, designation, sales head, date of joining. And this is pretty much standard in all the systems. Employment type, amount, payment method, bank. Let's just do cash. The things start to change is when it actually starts going to compliance. So this all changes based upon which country you're in. Now let me go to next. Let me go to components. So this is where you can add in all your different components inside here. I can import component values and I can add a component. So is it a deduction? Is it an earning? Excuse me. What is the frequency? Is it every pay run, monthly, quarterly, or yearly? And the compliance based upon which country, and you'll see different information there. And then next we can go to payroll and we can generate a pay run. So let me go and process payroll. Actually, let me add a pay run. So let's do the payment schedule. Let me select monthly. Let me select this period, July 31st. And let's make it applicable to all users, and let's proceed. Yeah, and I can see the information. If any information doesn't look correct, I can go and delete it or make updates, which is important because technically people cannot make negative money, so you have to go and update their salary correctly. I can also delete them directly on the screen. So if I don't want to edit them on the HR, I can just go delete them. I can also edit here. So I can see for this wonderful employee, basic salary was never inputted, which is not good. You should have some sort of salary. So I just saved it and I updated it. I think I have one more. Let me just update this last one. So you can see I don't have to go back to the employee if for whatever reason salary was not inputted. I can update it directly on the screen. All right, good. Everyone's updated. Let's click next. I can see all the information, and then I can process the payroll. Yes, yes. And then if everything looks good, I can finish, or I can click here to view summary. Now after that, I can click on the eye icon to view it. So I can see any of the salaries here. And I can click the credit card icon to make payments. All right. So that's just a quick look at people. But I think we now need to go to eClaim and eLeave. But instead of going to the one on the web, let's go to the one on the mobile app. So I'm just going to enter a code here to connect it on up. So what I'm doing is connecting my phone to my computer to show it. Connect. Start broadcast in 3, 2, 1. Excuse me. So now you can see I'm at the mobile app. So inside here, I can see my payroll. So I can see my employees, my payroll, and all my pay slips. I can see my eLeave. Pending approved, I can click the plus sign. Apply for the leave type. Select the date range. So for example, I'm getting my COVID shot tomorrow, so I'm going to take the 7th and 8th off. Half day or full day, reason. COVID shot. Yep, so there we go. I can click on pending, and I can see my pending leave here. And then I can click here on the top part, pending approval leave. And then I can now see the pending ones here as well. And I can drill in, and I can approve or reject. So let's approve it. All right. Next, let's go to expense claims. Inside here, I can see all my claims, and I can create a claim. Or, for example, just like when I took a taxi here, I can click on the camera icon, take a picture, maybe retake it. Oh, and by the way, this is our office. You can see around here all the wonderful stuff. Now let me go back. Take a picture. All right, click next. Let's see what happens. Let's see. I can see Citibank, today's date, the amount coming up correctly. I can click here on the category, click on travel, click on the checkbox. And now my claim has been submitted. That simple. Then I can review now. I can see my pending claims, and I can click start approving. Taxi, rejected. So I can just click here and approve and reject based upon how I want to do it. Now let's go back to sales. So we have the barcode and the barcode reader. But if I want to create an invoice, for example, and I'm at the shop, I want to create the invoice. Select the contact for maybe, for example, Austin Ideas. And I don't want to type in each product. That can be very painful. I would take the product and I would scan the barcode. But unfortunately, I don't have the barcodes of my t-shirts at home. So we print out some barcodes here. I'm just going to scan them in. So you can see a product has been added. You see this one. Another product has been added. And let me see this. Yep. So you can see I'm just adding in the products here. Once I'm done, I click the checkbox. I can see my products down here. So I have 2 large shirts, 1 large blue shirt. And if I want to delete it because it was scanned in incorrectly, I can just delete it directly on the screen. Make sure everything looks good. Any custom fields, for example, maybe I want my outlets, click the checkbox. Yep, and then I can go here to unpaid. And I can see Austin ideas here. I can drill in. And I can fulfill directly from the screen. I can make payment. I can even click here and share. So I can share using messages. I can share what's up. So for example, Karthik, here you go, your wonderful invoice. Enjoy. And it's been sent off. I can print, I can fulfill, so direct fulfillment, pick, pack, ship, or drop ship right on the screen. Click the checkbox. Choose my warehouse, make sure I have the correct warehouse here. And make sure I have enough quantity. Yeah, no quantity, insufficient stock. So I can also go here and do drop ship. Select the contacts. Okay, how about Mikey, need your help. I can see my items here. Click the checkbox. Then I can go click fulfill. Here, fulfill. So I can click here and go fulfill. I can go see my purchase order here. Sorry, let me go to my purchase orders. Go here, see Mikey. Yes, Mikey, thank you very much. All right. I can also generate my bill, generate an auto receipt bill. Click the checkbox. Yep. And my bill's been created. So you can see I can just go through the app and click on what I want here and select what I need. All right. So also, if I get a bill, one of these wonderful giant paper bills, I can put it down here on the screen and I can click document scanner. Now I have to go and get a better picture, so maybe stand up, align it better, turn on the flash. Hopefully it's okay with all my shakiness. And then it'll scan. Yep, so you can see the products here. Everything looks good. And then I can click the checkbox, and then I'll add the products in here. Click the check. All done. You can see, created. So everything's done by the scanning. I don't have to type in everything, do everything. It's that simple. I can see my chart of accounts, journal entry, balance sheet, trial balance, opening balance, financial, credit note, debit note. I can see my taxes. So for example, I'm in the US and I can click here and see Texas, tax need collected, taxable amount, gross amount. I can see the other states, New Jersey, Missouri, New York, New Jersey, Minnesota, all on the screen. So my tax reports are on the screen. I can click here and see my bank and say, what the heck is this test bank? What are they doing in my system? And I can also see my bank is also not good as well. I may have to do a fund transfer. All right. I can do my stock adjustment, my stock management, shipment tracking, my fixed assets, all on my mobile app. And I can click here and I can go and change the language. So if you don't want to see it in English, you can change it based upon your requirements here. For example, if I want to click on Malay. Yep, And you can see the labels have all changed. Now I'm going to try to go back to English, US. And you can see it all here as well. So do we have any questions? Anything you want me to drill into more? You want to see? Oh, Saurabh?
Hey, hi, David. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
So there were a few questions earlier about HSN code for 6 digits, etc. And I just want to confirm you can add 6 digit HSN codes, which were effective from April 1st, 2021. So that option is already there. Let me actually quickly share my screen and show you how it works. So this is an example of a product on the live system here, which has got a 6 digit HSN code. All you have to do is just start typing the HSN code when you are adding the product, and it will be added. So for example, if I want to add any HSN code here, right? So I mean, everything like UQC, etc., all of that is here. So I can add that. And HSN code, if I want to put, see, I mean, I have different options here. I mean, even 6 digits are available here. So if I start typing, I will see all the available HSN codes for that particular number. And this is a 6 digit one. So you can use 6 digit HSN codes quite easily here. Absolutely no problem. It's already there. So just go ahead and try it and use it, right? So there were a couple of questions raised earlier, and I just wanted to address them. Right, one is that okay, so there are certain fields that some people want and some people don't want. For example, things like bank details or other details, right? And those details can be added or customized as per your requirement, because what happens is that uh, if you have like I mean you don't want to add all the fields that every person will use, because what somebody else uses may not be needed by you, and similarly what you may not be needed by every others as well. And that's why it's important to have a flexible system, and that is what Deskera is. It is highly flexible solution which allows you to create custom fields and attributes according to how you like. So you're never restricted by what the system does, but rather you have the control, you have the power to change and make it work the way that you want, right? The having said that, the solution for pre-adding fields is templatization, and there will be templates that are going to be added. Uh, that will allow you to just pre-configure certain fields or whatever that you want uh, in the system. Okay, I have a question here that we need 8-digit HSN codes. We have 8-digit HSN codes also. Let me show you here. So if I choose this, I think I saw it. Yeah, so see, this one is an 8-digit HSN code. So you can add 6 digits or 8 digits or whatever. I mean, they are all available here. You just need to start typing in the HSN code that you want to add. You will get the option. So if I type 010, I will see all the HSN codes that start with 010, including 6-digit ones and 8-digit ones. So it's all already there. Right. So the long term goal is to have templates that we will customize for different industries. But even with templates, not all the fields that your business want to track may be there, or you may see some additional fields. So you will always have the option and the capability to customize it the way you want. And the best part is that once you add it, you don't have to keep doing it over and over again, right? I mean, it's a one-time activity. And once you do it, then it is available in your invoice, it is available in your printouts, it is available uh, everywhere, right? I mean, you don't have to keep doing it. It's a one-time setup, just like you add your contacts for the first time, or you add your products for one time. That way, if you just add whatever field that you want, you have complete flexibility in terms of how you define the field. Maybe you want the field to be a text, but the system already has something called drop down, then you're stuck. But when you have the flexibility, right, then you can add fields which are unique to your business, because we understand that every business is unique in its own way, and what you may want to track is going to be very different from what some other industry or what some other business might want to track. And that is why that flexibility, that customization option is there for you to go ahead and add whatever details that you want. And so Anuj is saying that he has created an email campaign through Deskera, and in 2 hours only 8 mails have been sent. So Anuj, did you create this email using Deskera email address, or did you use your own SMTP? If it was through Deskera email address, then emails are sent out gradually over a period of 24 hours, because if you blast out all the emails immediately, then that can uh, impact your uh, sender email, and it may even get blacklisted. If you are using your own SMTP, then the sending out is completely controlled by your own SMTP, and there is nothing that we can do about that, because it's in your control already. But what I would suggest is that just send the details over to care@deskera.com. That's our support email address. Or just drop us a line and we will be happy to help you with that. Okay. So, plus, we saw the mobile app today. We saw how it can quickly scan and add bills and comments and other things. And that mobile app is available for free. So even if you don't have a web account, you can go ahead and download the mobile app and use it out. It's available on Play Store and App Store. So go ahead and do that. Anuj is saying that 8 mails in 2 hours is not justified. Yeah, it does seem a bit on the lower side. So, what I would request is to send us the details to care@deskera. We would need obviously some information to see where the problem might be. As I said, it depends on multiple things. I don't know if you're using your own SMTP or our SMTP, whether what is the status of the sender email that is sent. Is it an email address that has got a decent rating or not? So we will have to check the details, right? So if you could send us the details, like what SMTP did you use, etc., to care@deskera, we can help you with that question. Okay.
Oh yeah, too many emails leads to blocking, but 8 mails in 2 hours seems a little low. So
Yeah, so we need to look at the details, right? I mean, in order to address that question, correct? It also may depend on other factors. For example, maybe you had sent another email campaign before that that has kind of taken up the bulk sending out capacity for your account. So there are going to be, I mean, there are other boundary conditions that we cannot just discuss here on the live chat, because they may involve your personal email, etc. Okay. So yeah, just send us the details, we'll take a look at it. Right. Okay. So with that, we come to an end to today's session. David, thank you so much, and thank you everybody for participating and asking questions. We always encourage questions here. Uh, what we do want is a constructive discussion, right? A constructive discussion is where even if you have any problems, right, even if you have any problems, right, we are willing to answer, but there are forums for that. For example, I mean, questions in good faith will receive answers in good faith, correct? And that's the whole idea behind conducting these webinars. In order to, we want to get in touch with you to understand where we are coming from, and also to present what we are doing to make your life better, and also to learn from you as to how we can make you run your business better. And that is the whole idea, right? And as long as we have a good communication happening along those lines, a positive constructive communication and discussion happening, we are always you know there to help you. All right. And with that, thank you so much for joining us today, David. Thank you once again for
Take care.
taking
Take
us
care
through
and
the
have a
entire
wonderful
system.
day.
And everyone,
Yeah.
please have a wonderful day. Yeah. Thank you.